beautiful people. This is Dr. Dane. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness, the Tour of Consciencia, that whole thing. Yeah. Wow. I am I'm stunned for many reasons, but the biggest of which right now is the effect that the First International Being You Day had. I hope a lot of you saw it. If you didn't, you can see it right here on my YouTube channel, and or you can go to beingyouday.com. And soon we'll have timestamps so you can go to different areas. But this was a day filled with so many beautiful, amazing, vulnerable people. And I renamed it the International Crying Being You Day because it was just, I was in tears most of the day. Whether it was me talking to somebody in a one-on-one interview or the pre-recorded interviews that we had and people's stories and their joy and little kids playing. It was so friggin' awesome. So I hope you've seen it. If you haven't, please check it out. Like I said, it's on my YouTube channel, Living There. It's living there. It's being and living there. And or you can go to beingyouday.com. And wow. So as part of that, what is the tool for today? Well, this is going to be an interesting request, and some of you may do it. Well, hopefully a lot of you will do it. Some of you may not, but here it is. And the reason I'm actually talking about it is because it is one of the things that I noticed. Well, let me tell you a little story. So here's the tool. Dear Lord, just get to the point. Even me in my own head, I'm like, just get to the point. Okay, so here's the tool for today. What I'm going to ask you to do is write your eulogy. And you're like, what? But I'm not dead yet. I know, exactly. That's the point. That's why it works. Okay. I guess it would be tough to write after you were dead, because that's what other people say about you after you die. And what's the whole point of writing this eulogy? Well, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, I was in a class he was giving one time, and he suggested this to people. And I thought, that is friggin' brilliant. And I resisted it class after class after class. Finally, after a few classes, he said it, and I heard it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do this. And I went to my room that night, and I wrote my eulogy. And one of the things I wrote in that eulogy was that because, oh, by the way, this eulogy is for you. It's not to be shared with anybody. Now, if you want to share it with somebody after the fact, no problem. But don't write it from the place of, I'm going to write this for others. Write this for you, just for fun, never tell anyone. And so I did. I sat down and I wrote this thing. And it was basically everything I wanted to have contributed to the world by the time I leave this planet. And I'm still here. And anyway, one of the things that I wrote in there was that based on whatever I had contributed to people in the planet, everybody on the planet was actually being them. And they knew what that was. And they had access to the space of it with such ease that it just was everywhere. And it was interesting because when we got approved for International Being You Day, I remembered writing the eulogy and I started crying again. It was before International Crying Being You Day. And I just went, oh my goodness, this is a request I made 17, 18 years ago that is actualizing. This is one of the steps of actualizing it. So I wanted you to have that because a lot of times, one of the things we ask people to look for in Access is, what would you truly create as your life if you could choose anything? Not based on all the stuff everybody says you're supposed to be and do and everything that's supposedly valuable and all that sort of stuff. And wow, I'm looking in the viewfinder and I'm white, got a white vest and a white shirt, and it's behind me, it's white and black. I'm like, whoa, watch out. It's totally whoa, white light. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, Dane's brain. Sorry about that. So, but the idea of getting to what you would truly like to have as your life, I found that when I wrote this eulogy, it gave me many steps in that direction because I wasn't looking from here, what would I like to create as my life? Can you see my hands? I wasn't looking from here, like today, looking forward, because a lot of times when you look from today forward, there's always an element, like a huge amount of the past that you have that is determining or sort of predetermining what you think you can choose as the future. What this is going here to the other end. Now, Who knows how long you're going to live? Whatever. Does any of us know? Meh. But looking from this side at, if I could devote my life to anything, not even devote my life, if I could create anything and as my life and have my life have any effect on people in the world, what would it be? And what would I love for people to say about me? And so it speaks to how you live your life is really what this is about, and what's valuable to you. And every one of us has things that are differently valuable to us than they are to other people. Some things are not valuable to other people that are so valuable to you. Good. Let's stop cutting it off. If we acknowledge it, it's a lot easier to have it. But not only that, your life becomes this spacious place and a sense of like actually heading in the direction you really want to. So write your eulogy. So, and I already told you my little story about writing that and realizing that the fruition, one of the steps of it coming to fruition was, I don't know, 17, 18 years after writing it. That's kind of the way it works. And you could just write it, read it, and put it in a drawer or keep it on your computer. You don't ever have to necessarily look at it again. It's to give you an awareness, give you a sense of what's really true for you. Because when you access what's really true for you, the weird part is you create it. And this is bizarre because a lot of people are like, I don't know how to create my life. Well, if you start with your eulogy, you might get a lot closer to knowing what you'd like to create as your life. And once again, once you get aware of what it is, you actually create it. So my beautiful friends, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being part of the Tour of Consciousness. And what if you truly being you are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires? I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye!